Alright, hey guys, welcome to another tutorial by your boy JRB, and today what we're going to be doing is a zombie shader. It's going to be all procedural, all in the Blender. It's very simple. EV cycles works in all of it. Yeah. Alright, so what you're gonna need to do, we're gonna just do this on an icosphere like most people do when just building out shaders, but this works on characters. I actually have a zombie model that I've been currently using for my Chainsaw Man video that utilizes this shader. So we'll pretty much just jump right into that. All right, so first what we're gonna do, we're gonna switch into the shader viewport, go into then shader editor and create a new shader. Now, what we need is just like some basic ass wounds. We're going to add in a noise texture. We're gonna drop the factor into the color. Next, what you're gonna wanna do is add a color ramp to your noise texture to then just kind of create like little gaps. White is pretty much going to be skin, and the black areas are going to be all the blood spots. So obviously you can control this any way. I'm going to also up the detail. Let's just make this like a skin color. All right, I think that's fine. We'll do that for now. Then what we're going to do is we're going to make this black color just a little bit more red, I would say. You could leave it black because honestly, blood can get pretty dark and it's blood. Like sometimes it's like when it's like in a big pool, it's just bloody. Man, I don't know what to tell you. All right, so next what we need to do is we just need to make it a little bit more bumpy to make it seem more like a gash. And to do that, we're gonna also repurpose this noise texture as a bump node, basically. So we're gonna toss that color ramp into the height of the bump and plug that into the normal. As you can see, it's very bumpy. It kind of looks like skin. It looks more like rock, but we're gonna adjust this a little bit. So we're gonna push this black value out so that way that anywhere this like blood pockets are pretty much flat. They don't need to be. You could kind of make them all like a little gashed up, so that'll be fine. But we want the skin to be normal essentially and only have it be bumpy and gashy around the actual wound itself. So just bring this white value all the way up until we get to the point where, I mean, there's like some color here, so I just want to get that to fit that color. The blood's controlled via this, so you can kind of like spill into the wound if that's what you want to do. And then what we're gonna do, I have to remember, I'm remembering, we're gonna duplicate a color ramp, plug the noise texture into the color ramp, and then toss that into the roughness. That way the actual blood is shiny and the skin is not shiny. Kind of self-explanatory from there. I'm gonna make the skin just a little bit more shiny than it is, but the blood itself, as you can see if we go up close, you can see like really shiny and like kinda not. So we're just gonna pull that up till the blood is super glistening. Also, we can reduce the strength of this bump, I forgot. That way the gash isn't as intense as like this, which it depends on what you want to go for, but this might be something you want to do. So now we have a pretty big gash of blood everywhere. If we set this to 4D, then we can adjust the W and just change it and kind of procedurally move it. We could obviously change the scale, do all the work there. It'll be fine. So yeah, we have the gash. We can obviously, I'm gonna decrease this just a little bit, make it a less decent gash. And what I want to do is I want some veins, some veiny vein. So what I'm going to do for veins is we're going to use a Voronoi texture with F1 switch to distance on edge, which if we look at that, you'll see it's just this kind of like weird fucking cell pattern thing. And the other thing I want to do, which I've done this in a previous tutorial on anime effects, where you can essentially create like lightning. This was like the essence of my lightning shader, but we're going to use it to create veins this time. So this looks good. We're just going to kind of adjust this to like a decent size. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mix RGB this with this and add the same color ramp to this. I just need to push this over here to show off the veins a little bit more. So we have our blood and we have our veins mixed in. The other thing we're just going to need to do is mix another color ramp, essentially just with the actual vein output and plugging that in, and then we can just plug these two in together. As you can see, the veins are now like distorted and like pushed in and stuff. You can sort of reduce that. The only thing that I can think of currently, I remember I didn't add a bump node to my zombie shaders like veins and stuff, but this might be cool if you want like more gashes and like slashes and stuff. It can all be cool. It doesn't really matter, to be fair. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep this bump node the same. And honestly, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix in the roughness value, so that way it's a little bit more shiny than what it was. But basically, we're just gonna kind of change the roughness values on this vein effect, and now we're pretty much done. This is all I did originally for my my like zombie undead shader. Obviously, you can change all of these values to adjust your zombies look and all that stuff, which is really cool. I think this is slightly different than the one I originally made, but it doesn't look bad. Honestly, I even like how the veins are making the blood darker in certain aspects, because that's something I didn't do originally. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. This was really fun. First time on stream, first tutorial on stream. If you enjoyed this, like, favorite, and subscribe. And if you want to check out the streams and watch me do this live and fuck up, go do so. Yeah, peace.